All right, so this week we're going to be covering the missing Jamison family. We got our boy Joe Rogan joining us today. Joe, how's it going?
He's very excited.
On October 8th, 2009, in southeastern Oklahoma, the Jamison family, consisting of Bobby Jamison, age 44, Sherilyn Jamison, age 40, and their 6-year-old daughter named Maddie Stormy Star Jamison, were seen for the last time before disappearing. But before we talk about the disappearance, let's get into some background on the family. At the time of the disappearances, the Jamisons lived in a house in Eufaula, Oklahoma. Sherilyn and Bobby both had disabilities and were receiving disability checks at the time. Sherilyn had bipolar disorder, something she was prescribed medication for but didn't always take. Bobby had chronic back problems caused by a serious car accident in 2003. The couple lived a private lifestyle but were known to be very religious and spiritual. They also owned a storage container that they kept in their backyard. Leading up to the disappearance, friends and family noticed that the couple was acting very unusual. They had removed their daughter from kindergarten for reasons unknown. Strangely, a pastor in Eufaula told investigators that Bobby had contacted him asking about dealing with spirits in the home and if there were special bullets he could use to shoot ghosts. Bobby also began using satanic Bibles for information about how to remove evil spirits. On the day of their disappearance, the family drove to rural Latimer County to look at a 40-acre plot of land on Panola Mountain without the help of a real estate agent. It was reported that the couple were planning on moving their storage container onto the land and living in it. That day, the family would be last seen by a man who lived on Panola Mountain. He said that he only saw the family and nobody else in the area at the time. 8 days after the Jamisons' disappearance, their truck was found abandoned near the woods about a mile away from where they were last seen. Inside, investigators would find Bobby's wallet and cell phone, Sherilyn's purse, a GPS, a letter, coats, $32,000 cash, and the family's pet dog Maisie, who was malnourished but still alive. Investigators found no signs of a struggle on the truck. On Bobby's phone, they would find a photo of Maddie that was taken the day they went missing. The police would use the GPS to track the Jamisons' previous movements. It led them up a small hill where they found footprints that belonged to Madyson and was concluded that this is where the photo was taken. Strangely, the letter that was found was written by Sherilyn and it described how Bobby didn't care for his family and was a hermit. The next day, a group of 300 people, including volunteers and authorities, formed a search party to look for the Jamisons. They used all resources available: dogs, UAVs, helicopters, and horses, but unfortunately found nothing. You think if we went missing, they would use that much to look for us, bro? If I
went missing, they would not fucking care.
If I went missing, they'd fucking...
I might have you make a video about me.
Yeah.
That'd be like my...
Something odd that was found was footage from the Jamisons' home security camera taken the day they left. The footage showed the couple taking 30 to 40 trips back and forth while packing their truck. They didn't speak to one another and were in a trance-like state. Sometimes they would just stop and stare. 4 years later, on November 16, 2013, deer hunters found the remains of 3 human bodies, 2 adults and 1 child. The bones were so decomposed that it took 8 months to confirm that they belonged to the Jamisons. What makes this so strange is that the bones were found 2.7 miles northwest from where the Jamisons' abandoned truck was. The medical examiner found no signs of trauma, but a full examination couldn't be completed because not all the bones were found and they were heavily decayed. The examiner would list the cause of death as unknown.
So they took 40 trips?
30 to 40 trips back and forth while packing their truck to go look at a property.
Do they go to the property they're looking at?
Yeah, that's the one they went to in the mountains that they were planning on moving their storage container to.
Yeah, but did the police go to that property?
I'm sure they did, but they didn't find anything.
Where did all their shit go?
It was still in the truck.
Yeah, but they took 30 to 40 trips.
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing.
Where'd the rest of the shit go?
I don't know. With that, let's look into the theories. Let's start with the theory that the Jamisons got lost in the woods and died from hypothermia. At the time, the area they went missing was experiencing heavy rains and the lowest temperatures were around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. While 40 degrees doesn't seem that cold, it's still low enough to cause hypothermia, especially if the Jamisons didn't have their coats with them, supposing they did get lost. But
40 degrees is fucking cold.
It is.
40 degrees is cold.
Especially if it's raining with wind chill and stuff.
No sunlight. Yeah. 40 degrees is fucking cold.
But this theory suffers considering that the bodies were found less than 3 miles away from the truck. The Jamisons didn't take any belongings that could have helped them, including their dog, which accompanied Maddie everywhere she went, and Bobby had problems with walking because of his back pains. But it's possible that Maddie could have ran off while the truck was stopped and the family got lost while chasing her.
I mean, that's pretty... Maybe the dog ran off and they chased after the dog.
I said that the dog was found in the truck.
Oh, maybe they chased after the dog, got lost. The dog ran back to the truck.
And then closed the door?
Yeah.
Smart dog. She was 6 years old. They removed her from kindergarten, and they're like, hey, we're planning on moving in a storage container in the middle of the woods. And maybe she was like, well, I don't want to. And then like they stopped her truck, and then she was like, I'm just going to run away. And so she ran out, and then they started chasing her, and they got lost because they were slower than her because the dad had back problems, and, well, I guess, I don't know. But they just got lost.
My kid ran off, and my wife had back problems. I wouldn't wait for my wife.
No, he had back problems.
Yeah, I know, but like if I were in the wife's spot, okay, if my husband had back problems, because I'm married to a man, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'll wait for you.
Yeah.
Fuck no, kid.
Our second theory is murder-suicide. As mentioned earlier, there was a hate-filled letter found in the truck written by Sherilyn that was 11 pages long. This, factored with Sherilyn's outbursts due to her bipolar disorder, pointed authorities to question if Sherilyn killed Bobby and then committed suicide. So, though, I just don't think you can hide being that shitty of a person.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I don't think you can.
You can hide being a terrible person.
You can hide being a terrible person, but committing a murder-suicide with your daughter? Why would she bring her daughter?
Look at all of the serial killers. Mm-hmm. Everyone in their personal lives thought they were awesome, nice people. And turns out they were serial killers. Who's that one motherfucker? Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ted Bundy?
The dude, Ted Bundy. He was awesome. Everyone was like, yeah, this Ted guy's super cool.
Well, yeah, but he also didn't murder his family.
Yeah, he just fucked a bunch of dead bodies. That's so much better.
Well, I'm just saying, your family's like different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're telling me.
Because it's your family. And you got your daughter, you're like, I raised that fucker. Like, that is me right there. Sherilyn owned a .22 caliber pistol, which she carried everywhere with her, but after the disappearance, the gun was never found, and if she did commit suicide, the gun would be found next to her body. It also wouldn't make sense to walk almost 3 miles to do this, and it was reported that even though Sherilyn and Bobby did have problems at times, they seemed to love each other. And I don't think you realize how little bones they had. It wasn't a lot of bones, it was just a little amount of bones.
I mean, yeah, they would have been picked apart by animals.
Yeah. But I doubt an animal would take a gun.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
You're right.
They could pick shit up and run with it, bury it.
A bear is going to fucking grab a Glock and be like, oh,
Coyote?
I've been looking for one of these.
Coyote? A wolf? Start gnawing on the fucking grip. Bring it back to his den. Chew on it.
Yeah. Do not go to Oklahoma. There's apparently a coyote walking around with a gun.
Concealed carry.
Our third theory is that the Jamisons were murdered by Bobby's 67-year-old father, Bob Dean Jamison. Almost half a year before the Jamisons went missing in 2009, Bobby Jamison filed a protective order against his own father after he threatened to kill Bobby and his family on 2 separate occasions. It was also reported that Bobby's father tried to hit Bobby with his car in 2008. In the order, Bobby wrote, quote, "My entire family is severely scared for their lives," end quote. But the order would be dismissed by a judge in May of 2009. Bobby was also suing his father in 2009, the reason being that he worked at his father's gas station for multiple years without pay, with the promise that half of the sales would be his, but was never given the money. But former Latimer County Sheriff Israel Beecham said that during the investigation, there were many details that led him to believe that the Jamisons were scammers. Furthermore, Bob Dean's brother, Jack Jamison, had this to say about his brother, quote, "I just don't think he was involved." He was disturbed at the time, but I'm pretty sure he was not capable of being involved with that, end quote. Bobby's father would pass away in December 2009, about 2 months after the Jamisons' disappearance. I want to know how he said it. Was he like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't involved in being that, or was he like, yeah, I'm pretty sure?
Laughing when he said it. I don't know, man. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. He was fucked up.
He was pretty weird. He killed cats and neighbors' animals, but
yeah, I don't know what I don't really know. Also, 67 years old. That's pretty old. And then taking them 3 miles in the woods.
And also, if he died 2 months after, that dude was in no shape to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Me neither.
Joe?
He's still shocked at the murder-suicide one. Bro shooketh.
He's still shocked. He's shocked he's in this shitty video. Hey, man, you could be in a Case Breakers video, right? That'd be even worse.
Our fourth theory is that the family was involved with drugs. Leading up to the disappearance, Bobby and Sherilyn both had lost a lot of weight and were looking very thin. This led some to believe that the couple were taking crystal meth at the time. The abnormal behavior by the Jamison family could be explained by drugs, including the strange security camera footage. When Israel Beecham called in a psychologist to look at the footage, the immediate response was that drugs were involved. But when Israel Beecham did a search of the home, he found no evidence of drugs, and there was no evidence of drugs in the truck other than Bobby's prescribed pain medicine for his back. Sherilyn's mother did not believe that drugs were involved, but she did mention that the family was struggling financially. So that leaves the question, where did the $32,000 cash come from? To this day, nobody has any idea where it came from. This leads some to believe that the Jamisons were part of a drug deal gone wrong. But if this were the case, why would they take their daughter along, and why would the money be left in the car? I'm just saying that they're probably, if they're dealing with meth, they're probably not the smartest drug dealers.
How do you know that?
I'm saying, I said probably.
If they're dealing with meth, they're probably super smart because they're these like backcountry meth dealers.
Yeah, back country, bro. They were probably fucking inbred fucks.
Appalachian.
They're probably homeschooled.
Alright. Now you're just dissing on homeschooled kids.
I am. To this day, nobody has any idea what happened to the Jamison family. Israel Beecham would say that there were no official suspects in the case, and he can't even be sure if foul play was involved. Hopefully someday we will know what caused the Jamison family to leave their truck, but for now the case will remain a mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. These cases are so fucking weird.
I'm going with the first one. That
It's so weird. I want to know.
They chased Maddie into the woods and got lost. Super easy to get lost in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with first theory too.
Joe, what are you going with?
Well, I think all of them are hard to believe. He says they're killed by monkeys.